looking at the monitor myself and it's like, wow, I can't believe that's me. Hey guys, it's Annie and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I wanted to show you of what not to do, and then I want to show you step by step of what to do. Before I put my makeup on, I always make sure I prime my face. So I always use a moisturizer. If I don't use a moisturizer under my makeup, when I apply it, it just looks really dry because my skin is dry, oily combo. Most women of my age are either dry, oily combo, or dry. I have dry, oily combo skin. You also want to make sure that you are blending your foundation really good, and you do not want to overuse foundation. I don't use a lot of foundation. I use very little, and I apply mine using a beauty blender. I just feel like when you use a beauty blender, you're going to get a more beautiful and seamless airbrushed look. Make sure that you blend that out really well. As far as your concealer, I always make sure again that I put a moisturizer underneath my eyes, and then I use a primer. I use an eye primer. I use the Smashbox eye primer. I put that on. Then I apply a color corrector, and then I use my concealer. So I kind of do both at the same time. So first I do my color corrector, then I do my concealer, and then I blend it in well, and that is the key. I did a video on how to apply concealer. I will try to link it up here in case you missed that. With the black liner, you have to be careful with a couple things. What you want to do is take an eyeliner. Now the one that I have, I don't think is the best. You don't want anything to be too creamy. This one you got to be careful with. Some of them are really creamy, so you have to go easy on it. You don't want to go heavy-handed with this. You don't want it to look like you just drew a line around your eye. You don't want to even look like you drew a line under your eye. You want it to look really, really soft. So holding it back like this, and I'm showing it in the video, just make really, really light strokes. And what you want to do is you want to get it right on that lash line. Just gently, really lightly apply it to your lash line, your lower lash line. Then you want to take a smudge brush. So I use this one from BK Beauty. It's a nice smudge brush. So really, really lightly, what you want to do with this is you want to take it, and just on that liner that you just did, you want to just gently, gently, gently blend. Just blend it out really, really nice. Hold your brush back like this. You don't want to hold it like this and do it because you're going to put too much pressure on. You want to hold it back like this. And then you want to just really, really light-handed, just softly blend it in. Then you want to powder it. So to powder it, I use a black eyeshadow. I just use the one from Sahara from Alter Ego, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Whatever black eyeshadow that you have, that's what you do. So you just take it, make sure you tap this off really, really good, because you don't want to get this all on your makeup that you already applied. And even if you don't put your makeup on first, it's still a mess to clean up. So I just like to always make sure I tap my brush off really good. Then doing the same thing, we're going to go right on that lash line, and just really lightly, we're just going to go in and softly blend and just add that eyeshadow. And that way it's going to stay on. Now if you still are someone that you're like, I do that and it still doesn't stay on, then you're going to want to think about putting an eye primer on before you put your shadow on. If you already put it on underneath here, make sure that you are working it up in this part as well, like right underneath there. So when you put it in under for your concealer, make sure you put it there as well. That should help keep it in place so it doesn't move around. I put my lashes on, and after I did that, I wanted to show you how to do the upper liner. Now I cannot do a winged liner. Some people can do a winged liner and it looks great. I can't do that. So instead, for me, another way to create a lift in your eye is to wear lashes. So your lashes will just kind of, especially the ones that are kind of wispy, and it kind of has it's a little bit higher on this side, so it'll just kind of lift your eye up a little bit. So wearing false lashes, that will help give you a lift in your eye. Another thing that you can do if you just don't want it, you just kind of want a little bit more of a defined eye look, especially with the liner, then what you do, I prefer to use a liquid liner on the top. What you do is you take this and you want to get a nice, if you don't use this one, you want to get one similar. See how it's nice and skinny and thin like that? It makes it really easy to make a little line. And this probably would work good if you wanted to do a wing liner, but like I said, I can't do it. So you just take it and you start from this corner, and I kind of just, you'll see me in the video, I just kind of slowly start working it in. And then I usually have to flip it over and go the other side and then start bringing it towards the other direction. It's just how it works for me. But just use light strokes. I do that on both eyes. Then I go back and I do the same thing with the shadow, except this time I'm going to use this brush. So I'm going to use this angled brush. It's very, very thin. You can actually use this one underneath your eyes too as well. You could use this under there. You don't have to use a smudge brush, so it just depends on what you want to do. So again, you take that black eyeshadow, you put it on the brush, and then again, you just gently just blend that in. And that will just help to kind of set your eyeliner so it shouldn't budge. A couple more things that I wanted to talk about too are brows. As you could see in the first video, my brows look crazy. You don't want to go really dark on your brows, and you don't want to make them too thick, and you want to make sure that you blend it really, really well. So after I use it, so I use, the one I usually use is my Chanel, which I didn't have in front of me, so I used a different pencil today. I used my Anastasia, which is similar to the Chanel one, so it's kind of thick. This one's not as thick, it's still a little bit thinner. So I still prefer the Chanel one. So it's like that, and it just makes it easy. So see how it's angled like this? It's something I didn't share in the video. See how it's angled? This is how you want to hold it. So then when you turn it this way, you can start. So the higher end of the angle should be up there, and the lower end should be at the bottom. And then you want to start at the outside corner, and you just kind of work this way. Then you flip it over that way. I did a video on brows. I will try to link that for you as well, so you can see a detailed look. I kind of go step by step and share how I achieved that as well. And then you want to make sure that you're blending it out, because you don't want to see like an outline of your brows. It just doesn't look very flattering on mature eyes. Then after that, the last thing I want to talk about is blush. Again, I've talked about this before. You have to be careful with the shimmers and the blushes that you put on your face. Now I use one from Daniel Sandler, and it gives me a nice beautiful glow. And I always make sure I put up here. If I put blush down here, it doesn't make my cheeks look lifted. I used too much blush on my face, so that's all that you saw. And it had such a highlighter in there that when I put it here, it looked like my face was textured. Like you could see everything in my face. It just highlights it. So that's what you have to remember when you are using a blush that has a highlighter, or any kind of highlighter. You have to be careful how much you're putting on, the type of highlighter that you're using, and all of that, and how much you're putting on, where you're putting it, and the kind that you're using, or it will show every flaw, every line, every texture. If you don't have texture, it will make you look like you have texture, because I don't have textured skin, but when I had that on, I was like, holy cow, I look like I have textured skin. That's the biggest takeaway I want you to remember. When you're applying your makeup, you want it to look flattering on your skin. You want it to look flattering on you. You want it to bring out your best features, all your features. But you don't want somebody to look at you and just see the liner around your eyes. You don't want someone to see, you know, the brows are, you know, really, really dark. That's all you look at is those brows. You want everything to just kind of meld together and just look really flattering on your face. I just threw on a really, really simple eye look. I just used my Chanel palette, so you probably have colors like this in there, so I just did something really simple. I didn't do an eye look in the other one, but I will be showing some eye looks just to give you an idea of what to do and what not to do as far as application goes. Then I have to put lashes on because my eyelashes are still growing out. So, and if you guys want me to share another, because it's been a while, if you guys want me to share a really in-depth video on applying eyelashes, let me know in the comments below. If I get enough of you guys wanting that, I will share it on my channel. Hope that you enjoyed this video. Please make sure you give it a thumbs up, share this video. I know that it will help mature ladies that are looking for ideas on makeup. If you're not already, make sure you click that button below, hit the subscribe button. I share new videos every single week. Also make sure you click that notification bell too, so anytime I share a new video, you will be notified. And you can follow me on Instagram, and I will leave links below with some of the stuff that I shared in the video. Some of this isn't available anymore, like the eye palette or anything, but I'm sure, like I said, I'm sure you have colors like that. I'm on a no buy right now. Thank you guys so much. I'll catch you all in my next video.